What if I told you there's a creature in the ocean that can undo its own life? Not heal, not recover. I mean, it can literally rewind. It gets injured, stressed, close to death, and instead of dying, it turns back into a baby again, starting its life over like nothing happened. It sounds like science fiction, but this is real. And once you understand how it works, you'll realize something terrifying. Nature has already solved a puzzle humans would pay billions to crack, and we still don't know how to copy it. Deep in the ocean lives a tiny jellyfish called Turritopsis dohrnii. It's small, almost invisible. No glowing monster, no dramatic size. Which makes it more unsettling, because the most powerful secrets aren't always loud. This jellyfish is famous for one reason. It can do something almost no other animal can. It can escape aging. Here's the part that makes scientists stop mid-sentence. Most living things follow one direction: birth, growth, adulthood, aging, death. But Turritopsis dohrnii can break that arrow. When it's injured, starving, or under extreme stress, it triggers a process that's like hitting an emergency reset button. Instead of continuing forward, it collapses into a blob-like stage and transforms back into a younger form. Think of it like this. Imagine an old person in a hospital bed, and suddenly their body reboots into a teenager, then a child, then a newborn. That's how insane this is. Scientists call it transdifferentiation, where cells switch roles. Muscle-like cells can become nerve-like cells. Skin-like cells can become something else. It's as if the jellyfish says, "I'm not dying. I'm rebuilding," and in theory, it can repeat this cycle again and again and again. So people started calling it the immortal jellyfish. But here's the twist. Immortal doesn't mean invincible. It can still be eaten. It can still be killed by disease or predators, but it doesn't have to die from old age the way most creatures do. And that distinction makes it even creepier, because it means the ocean is holding a life form that can cheat time, but can still vanish without leaving proof. The moment scientists realized this was real, the question became obvious. If one animal can reverse its age, why can't we? Humans spend billions on anti-aging, creams, pills, surgeries, therapies, biohacks, but none of it truly stops the clock. And then this tiny jellyfish shows up and basically says, "Your whole species is trying too hard." So researchers began studying it with a dream. If we could understand the mechanism, we might unlock new paths for tissue regeneration, organ repair, cancer research, slowing age-related diseases. Because reversing cell identity sounds like magic until you realize it's biology. But here's what makes this story so fascinating. Even though we know it exists, we still don't fully control it. We can observe it, we can document it, but turning a human body into something that rewinds safely, that's a completely different nightmare. Because when cells start changing identity, you're playing with the same forces that can cause uncontrolled growth. In other words, the line between regeneration and cancer can be terrifyingly thin. So the jellyfish isn't just a cute, immortal creature. It's a living warning label. Life can hack time, but time will demand a price. And there's another strange piece of this story. Turritopsis dohrnii has been reported far beyond where people originally expected it. How does a tiny jellyfish travel across oceans? Some scientists believe it may hitch rides in ballast water, the water carried by ships across the world. So in a weird way, humans might have helped spread a creature that can cheat aging into new seas. A small, silent passenger of global travel. That thought alone feels like the beginning of a horror movie, a creature that doesn't need to die, quietly multiplying, resetting, starting over, again and again. Not evil, just unstoppable in its own natural way. Now here's the part people don't talk about enough. If you could rewind forever, would that be a blessing or a trap? Because if a life never ends, then a life never truly finishes. No closure, no final chapter, just endless loops. The immortal jellyfish might not feel fear, but humans do. And that's why this story hits so hard. We don't just want more time. We want to control what time does to us. But the ocean is basically whispering, "You're not the first creature to want that, and you're not the first one to pay for it." Somewhere under the waves, there may be a jellyfish that has already restarted its life dozens of times, maybe hundreds. A living timeline with no obvious endpoint. And the scariest part? It doesn't look like a miracle. It looks like nothing. A tiny, transparent speck carrying the most dangerous secret biology has ever shown us. Aging is not a law. It's a strategy, and at least one creature learned how to change it. If you want more real mysteries like this creatures and discoveries that feel illegal for a reality like, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the ocean is full of secrets and some of them are still alive.